Nice. Hello everyone, welcome back. Joe here again, and today we're doing the damage arc with pop triggers trial. I know everyone else has pretty much been doing Matriarch all week, but I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and try something different this time. And we're going to try and trap some Bombardiers and some barricades in my favorite spot on Buried City, on top of the parking garage. So we'll get right into the run now, and we'll go over the map and the loadout explanations afterwards. So sit back and enjoy, and I'll see you later on. Alright, let's see what we got. Looks like we're close-ish.
Go to that location.
So we'll go see if our Bomba buddy is hanging out with the cool kids on top of the parking garage. And if she is, we're going to wipe her off the face of the planet with a deadline. That's a wasp. And the reason we're doing that is because in all the testing, it's just too hard to get good pop trigger damage on this first one because it's roaming around freely up there, and you either have to wait for it to get into a good position, assuming no one else attracts its attention, which is hard enough in itself with the Avengers running around everywhere. And it's kind of erratic. I don't think she's even here. Oh, she is here. Alright, so let's get up there then. I actually shouldn't have opened this one. I should have opened the one below. Oh, well, someone's already on this, so... I think someone's on it. Nice, she's dead. Not exactly where I would want her to be dead, but it is what it is. So let's get set up here now. Oh, her shit's in the way. I need her out of the way. She's in my way. Hopefully that's good enough. I'll open this car to put some what's it called in there. Just so we have room. Loot some stuff. We'll keep the ammo because we might need that. Actually, we need these two. Take whatever you want. I need this gone, and I don't care about the loot. I'm doing trials. Actually, just leave me some advanced power cells so I can get some shield rechargers, but other than that, I don't care. Actually, never mind. Take those two, because I got all the shield charges I need. Okay, and then after this, we'll try and farm some extra pop triggers. Can actually leave these in here. Alright, so for farming the pop triggers, what we need to do is we'll start in the parking garage. Hopefully we get one or two from here. And then if not, we go into research. And then go to space travel. There's one. Two. And we'll go just these top floors. Usually there's none up here though, they're all on that one. And then we go to space travel and get the ones on the 5th floor. Because there's usually something here. And we only really need 3 per loop. Because we need 1 stack like 3 times. Because 27 stacks is enough to kill 3 Bombardiers on good runs. We can check upstairs and open the thing up. Someone did already, and it's a fireball. So let's just go down. Actually, what I could do, I have time for this. Is we can set up a zip line over to the Galleria. We have more time to farm later. But for now, we're just going to get back. Oh, that was fucking scary. Alright, so now what we do is we wait for it to come back. And then we run up there and plant some barricades to trap it as fast as we can. And then we just start hitting it with pop triggers until it dies. It should take 9 stacks to kill one if they all hit well. Get that out of the way so it doesn't fuck with us. Doing trials up here, if you don't mind. Alright. Let's see where this spawns in. I'll just strafe left in. See, I'm kind of worried here that my barricades are going to block it. Because of where we killed the first one. But we'll see. Oh, looks like it's a good one. Oh, did we break a barricade? That's not good. See how many points we got. Oh, that was only 5k. That was actually terrible. I should have probably spent a little bit more time. Setting up the barricades properly, but it is what it is. We can still get over 20k though, if we're efficient with the other ones. Take whatever, I need it gone. I'm just gonna drop everything anyway when I'm done. I need to get rid of these barricades. Please don't attract stuff over here.
My bad.
Trying to do the trials, I don't need shit shooting at us. I think this is the last piece, and then we'll do another loop. This might actually be okay. Oh, look, here's one. Oh, but they took the thing.
Let's head home at the collapsed store hatch.
Let's see how many we can get. Oh no, is somebody farming pop triggers? That's not good. Fucking son of a bitch. Where is it? Oh my god. Two. Need one more. And there's our one more. Haha, I got them both. Let's go. Alright, now we're just going to jump across because we got plenty. Might even have time to set up that second zip. I'll do that after this one spawns, though. Actually, you know what I'll do? I can just take that apart if we need to later. Hello, just doing trials up here, if you don't mind. Oh, that was close. Just leave it alone, please. I got this. This is not good. Nice. Alright. Loot whatever you want.
That was fun.
It was fun. Not perfect, but good enough.
An arc orbiter is en route. The
I'm just
space
dropping
station is
everything
closing.
when I'm
10 minutes
done.
to get out of there.
I just want it
repeat,
gone.
10 minutes.
Come get them.
Here. Alright. How many stacks do we have left? Actually, can we farm these? Test it real quick. Alright, it's fine. No, it's not, but whatever. It'll work. Alright. Let's do the loop. See how many of these we can get. Oh, I need my frickin' barricades back, though. Fuck. I didn't see when it died, so that's not great. So we're not going to hit 20k because the max score you can really get is 7,500, but those are two pretty bad attempts. But you can probably do better than I did. Luckily, we know there's plenty of pops in here. Maybe we'll have time for Galleria. I guess we'll see. Looks like we beat our PB on the loot arc one. Why didn't it blow up the first time I rolled? Not like it really matters that much.
All raiders, we have ARC on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find a way home. I repeat, 5 minutes.
I don't think we're going to get that many points off of this guy. It's already up there, so we're late. Come on, heal up. A Rocketeer? Come on, man. Not like this. Get out. Alright, well, let's see what score we got. I can't believe that fucking snitch called in a Rocketeer. That is such bullshit. Why did they do that? That's such a stupid idea. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, 14-4, not bad. I didn't even get to use all my pop triggers. We probably could have got over 15. But yeah, if you did better than me on the first two, you would have had another 5,000 points, so you could have hit the 20k. So not bad, not bad. At least it's not a Matriarch. And if you want to get an easy 3 stars and just focus on only doing one of them, it's a lot easier. So yeah, that's the run. Not exactly my best attempt. Interrupted by a Rocketeer at the end there, but something. So I'm probably not going to try and get a better score this weekend because it's already so late. I've had such a busy, rough week. This is, I guess, the best I'm going to do. So hopefully you can do better than me. You see the method pretty much. Maybe you could set up the barricades a little better. Usually I'll take a little more time in testing to make them perfect, but I ended up running out of time doing it that way. So I just kind of threw them up, and once it was immobilized, I just kind of went with it. So, and I just want to see how many we didn't use. Let's see what we got left. Oh, we did get to use them all. Okay, so yeah, that's the score we got using them all. Pretty bad scores actually then in that case, because it means a lot of them didn't hit it. Probably because my barricades weren't good. but you can do better than I did and get a better score. So, yeah, I guess we'll get into the map and the loadout now. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Joe, and today we're doing the damage arc with pop triggers trial. And as you saw in the run just now, I tried to trap some Bombardiers, and it didn't work out that great, but we did get a pretty decent score, I guess, for not using a Matriarch. We attacked 3 Bombardiers with the triggers, and we got the points for effectively killing 2 of them with perfect hits. But yeah, so what we ended up doing was we went to Buried City and went to my favorite spot on the map, the parking garage. And we're pretty much like my jump mine trial, we're focusing on this spawn. And what we're doing is we're setting up barricades along this car that's right here, and we're using the dirt on the ground as the kind of cutoff point, because it seems like if you put a barricade in the dirt, like if it's on top of the dirt, I guess that's where the cutoff is or something, because it starts spawning the Bombardiers like here or here. So you kind of don't want to go too far up there. And then once those 3 are in, you kind of want to just let it drift without seeing you, ideally, towards space travel in this direction. And then you kind of swing around, put another barricade behind it so it can't go back this way. It'll probably do a pulse attack on you. And then so you can kind of hide behind your barricade waiting for that. And then once it's done, you put another barricade on this side, connect it to this one, and then maybe the same thing, you might do another pulse, and then you can use your third one to close it off so that the pop triggers don't really escape from this side. You maybe need to disassemble this one on the edge here next to the dirt and close it off a little bit more here, but not exactly necessary. You'll have a little opening here at that point, and then the Bombardier should be immobilized and not able to move, so it'll just do its pulse attacks a bunch of times. And that's when you just start throwing pop triggers at it through the hole. You might need to experiment with your angle a little bit. Ideally, what will happen with the pop trigger is that it'll get kind of stuck between or under the Bombardier, your barricade, and maybe even the car. And instead of hopping around everywhere, some of them might sneak out back at you. So it's kind of why you have to be careful of the angle a little bit. I mean, they are kind of erratic, so it's hard to control. But you're just going to do the best you can to make sure that any bouncing it does is within the barricades and it hits the Bombardier. And yeah, also between Bombardier spawns, we're going to do a light pop trigger farming loop. So what that's going to look like is we're going to start in the parking garage. We're going to kind of jump over this wall to the floor below, kill any pops that we find here. Then we're going to take the little bridge into research, kill any in that room that the bridge goes to. We'll go upstairs 1 level. There's usually nothing there, but there is a bridge to get to space travel, which we're going to take to get to the 5th floor of space travel. There's usually some pops on that floor. We'll kill them. We'll go up to the 6th floor. The first time we'll breach the breach door, because there's usually one behind that. Sometimes it's a fireball. A lot of times sometimes it's even a tick, which is the worst thing. But you're gonna look for a pop up there. And then I'm bringing some zip lines. One thing you can do is put a zip line on the top from space travel to Galleria, kind of right in front of the zip line that's at the mall that takes you down into the top floor. Jump down there, kill any pops that are in this building, get all their triggers, and then you'll slide down the stairs, come back to the parking garage, use the zip that's here in the spiral ramp, get back up here, and then you can probably just run through to this entrance and get back on top of the parking garage, all before the next one spawns in. You should have enough time to hit all 4 locations. It takes about 4.5 minutes if you're fast. And that's without the zip line going from space travel to Galleria. I actually had to go all the way down and run in testing, and it still only took about 4.5 minutes. And a Bombardier spawn is every 7 minutes, so that's plenty of time to do that. Take your barricades down, refresh them, loot the Bombardier and everything. So yeah. Actually, come to think of it, in my run, did I leave pop triggers in the car? That's actually another thing we do. So there's usually a car here with a hood you can use to store some of your stacks of pop triggers in, because you're bringing a full backpack, so you're not going to be able to loot the Bombardier and drop the stuff. So you need to create some space, and instead of dropping it on the ground, I try to find a container to put them in, because I've had people steal them while I'm doing the trigger loop. So you kind of got to be careful of that. Anything else? I guess the only other thing is you might want to reset if you don't get a spawn point that's really close, because the time you waste running there from like Old Town or one of these spawns over here, you're not going to really have enough time at the end of the raid to get the rest of your pop triggers off on the last one. So you want to get there fast so you can get the maximum damage. And also maybe give yourself a little time to perfect the placement of the barricades to make sure nothing leaks out. Didn't really do that in my run that you just saw, so that's why my score wasn't that great, and not as good as some of my testing runs that I died in, which is why I didn't save them. But you got all weekend to practice and try and perfect it yourself. So did I miss anything else? No, I think that's probably it. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll just answer them for you. But for now, let's get into the loadout. Okay, guys, so here's the loadout I used for the damage arc with pop triggers trial. And what we're doing here is we're bringing the cautious to give us the maximum stacks. The light shield, because that's all you can use with it. We're bringing a hatch key because we're going to need to hatch out at the end. We're not going to actually have enough time to use a train station. And that's actually what these zip lines are for too, because between Bombardier spawns, what we're going to do is we're going to set up between one of them. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as it's not at the end. You want to set up zip lines from the parking garage to the supermarket hatch next to the hospital. You only really need 2 for that. The third one is to go between space travel and Galleria if you have time to farm the Galleria for some pop triggers. But you only really need to farm 3 triggers between each Bombardier, because, well, actually 4, because we have 23 stacks of pop triggers here, and if they all hit perfectly, it takes 9 stacks to kill a Bombardier. So 9 times 3 is 27, because we're targeting 3 of the 4 that'll spawn for the entire raid. The first one we're just going to kill with a deadline, because in all my testing, it's either too difficult to trap it when it's roaming around freely up there, not at the spawn point we're going to use for all the other ones. And because the pop triggers are so erratic, it's kind of hard to try and hit it in the open. Or you're just going to waste time trying to wait for a perfect opportunity to trap it, and you're not going to be able to get maximum points on the other ones. So I think the better thing to do is to just deadline it and have more control over the spawn and the barricade placement for the next 3. And if you do that, and you have good barricades and you have good aim with the pop triggers, you can definitely still get over 20,000 points without using any on the first one. It'll be kind of tight at the end with time, but you can still do it. And then we got 1 stack of ammo each. I brought the anvil just to one-shot all the balls, hole cracker for emergencies, because we're not really going to be killing the spotters, so they're going to call some flyers over every once in a while, and you're going to want to kill them as fast as possible instead of letting them shoot you in the back. And then the only other thing we have here is 6 barricades. So the way we're setting this up is after we deadline the first one and get its body out of the way, we're going to set up 3 barricades in a line from one of the cars the car next to the bridge to space travel, and set up a line from there to the edge of the little dirt area that's next to the spawn point. You don't really want to go too far up though, because the barricades will actually block the spawn and it'll spawn somewhere else on the parking garage. So you can just see where I put them in the run. That's pretty much the optimal placement, I think. And the only other note I can probably say here is that the one you put right next to the car, you might want to clip into the car a little bit, because there was one test where I actually had a Bombardier somehow climb over the car and get around the barricades back into the open. So, and then there's that, and it also gives less opportunity for the pop triggers to find a hole to get through. So we don't have any shield rechargers, because after we deadline the first one, we can use its power cells to recharge our shields if needed. And then we have one stack of herbals to heal with, although we probably won't need that many, because to be honest, we're going to be hiding behind barricades and hunting pops the whole time. So ideally you don't get hurt much. Sometimes a pop might blow up on you, but it'll take more of your shield than your health if you at least try to dodge out of the way. So yeah, it should be fine. And the Bombardier should never hit you. You're going to be too close for it to use its rockets, and you're going to be behind barricades when it tries to use its pulse. So you should be fine there. The real biggest threat in this whole thing is flying arc that the spotters call over. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could try to use the anvil to kill the spotters and avoid that problem, but they're just going to end up respawning pretty quick anyway while you're fighting the Bombardiers, so I just kind of left them there and didn't worry about it. Although you did see in the run that they called a snitch over, and that snitch called in a rocketeer, which kind of ended my run early. Even though I did end up getting all my prop triggers off, it definitely almost killed me. So got to be a little careful these days. I don't know why they did that to the snitches. It's such a terrible freaking idea, but they did it, so now we got to deal with it. So yeah, is anything else missing? Oh yes, the barricades. So obviously you're rolling explosive pop triggers into these things, and the pulses from the Bombardier are going to hurt them a little bit. So you're going to have to maybe dismantle them and put them back up so they kind of refresh their HP. And you see in the run, you saw in the run that I actually broke one of them with the pop triggers, because I guess that first one, they were all kind of just getting stuck in the same spot with the same barricade and ended up blowing it up. So, but you can still get away with 5 barricades. 6, I just had 6 because that's what the stack size is, and I needed 2 stacks anyway, so I figured why not. And I actually almost brought in 3 stacks, but I figured having more pop triggers would end up being better. So yeah, that's the loadout that we got here. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments below what scores you get. I'm sure you're all going to do better than me, because this was honestly not a great run, but I really kind of ran out of time to try and get more attempts in to get a more perfect score. So have at it. Let me know how you did, and good luck out there and happy raiding.